Welcome to Capital Conquest, the podcast, where we take an in-depth look at the influencers who have made and continue to make Capital Conquest the extraordinary event that it is. My name is Scott Campsall, and today Hanshi John Therien and I speak with Master Adam Grogin. Student, instructor, competitor, world champion, world record holder, actor, promoter, founder, producer, and ambassador are just some of the roles that Master Grogin has had the honor and privilege of being able to play during his life. Today, we add one more title to his impressive resume, and that is the distinction of being a Capital Conquest podcast guest. Although the list of people holding this distinction is getting longer, today we add Master Adam Grogin.
Our guest is from Albany, New York. Adam Grogin. He's world champion. He's a Taekwondo practitioner and won some world title in breaking. Adam, welcome to the Capital Conquest, the podcast. You've been with us for a long time. I'll let you tell us about your title, your rank, a little bit about your background.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great honor to be here. I'm a huge fan of Capital Conquest, and it's an honor and privilege to be involved with that. So a little bit about me. I started martial arts in 1987, so about 35 years now. Over the years, I've dabbled in different styles, but my primary style has been Korean Taekwondo, both ITF and WTF variations, a little bit of Taekwondo. I've owned a school since 2005. I have a great passion for competition and especially power breaking and creative breaking. A lot of people know me as the breaker guy or the guy that breaks stuff. It's something I'm passionate about, but I also love all aspects of martial arts. I love pairing and contrasting various styles, and everything has something to add and some value in its own way. You know, we're all different, so it's great to have different things that we can use to both enlighten us and bring clarity and focus to our lives, as well as the self-defense aspects.
How did you get focused on breaking?
As a Taekwondo practitioner, breaking has always been a part of most of the Taekwondo schools that I've been involved with curriculum from an aspect of testing and demonstration. So in most of the Taekwondo schools in the US that I've seen with curriculum-driven programs, you break a board as you go through your ranks to test for another rank. And then when you do demonstrations, I think it was probably because it was the Korean Tigers and some of the original Taekwondo demonstration teams from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they kind of popularized fancy kick breaking and things like that as part of their demos. Even during like the 1988 Olympic demonstration for Taekwondo, there was a lot of breaking involved in that. So I was always exposed a lot to the breaking. Being a smaller stature person, I'm not a big, huge guy, I relied a lot on focus and ki or chi energy to break. And I found that there was a natural high that came with that, a natural high that I really enjoyed. And when I was successful, people told me that it was impressive because of my size, not being gigantic, to break something, not to downplay somebody that is big and breaks, but you expect it less from a littler guy.
Yeah, and I've seen you do flying sidekick breaking stunts at Capital Conquest, and I've seen it on video, and I think at the US Open also. And you're phenomenal. You make it look so easy. You're such a powerful human being.
Thank you.
Another thing, too, that I've seen from you is you've got, I believe, one of the best demonstration team that I've seen in a long time, you know, and you mentioned to me that you're putting together one of the big videos for the big Kabuto Mania show. You want to fill us in a little bit on it without giving us all the secrets of the demo?
Absolutely. So one of the things I pride myself on, definitely, sir, like you said, is my team that is a combination of demonstration and competition. I have some guys that aren't interested in competing, so they do just the demo, and others that are very competitive, and both those aspects go together. But I guess we categorize them both into performance martial arts, less practical martial arts, more performance. And we definitely work on that a lot and hone in on it. And I'm very lucky to attract a lot of very talented teenager, young adults, kind of those people at their athletic peak that come in, and we work a lot on different amazing performance aspects. So I love traditional forms and kata. I love them a lot, but we like to mix those with the very fun, high energy, extreme martial arts, acrobatic martial arts, and those performance aspects that are a little bit more Hollywood-like. And I like to kind of mix up the old and the new.
How do you find the balance?
It's tough sometimes. It's tough also to have the students be able to be strong in both aspects. But I truly believe if you have true good basics in the traditional aspect, it feeds into the extreme and creative and performance ones. And the people that lack those traditional basics don't have as strong of the creative side. And I see that a lot at some of the bigger world-renowned tournaments where there's these amazing youngsters that are doing beautiful acrobatic moves and movements, but they don't have the basics. So I think you have to start with the traditional and then transition the students to learn the more dynamic stuff.
Do you find it's hard to retain the younger students with that kind of mindset so that they sort of get lost in the traditional and would rather go into more of the flying and the jumping and I don't want to say acrobatics, but those kind of techniques?
I actually thought that for the longest time a few years ago that I was using and I have a passion for that acrobatic and performance side, but I also felt that that was going to be more attractive to new students and to grow my school and a way to stand out among the different traditional schools that exist. I thought that would be key, but I'm actually finding in my area, at least, a draw to the tradition lately, which is very nice and refreshing also. And it might be because with karate going into the Olympics, that very traditional look is becoming popularized again. And I've found more students that are a little bit more interested in that more traditional aspect and not the Power Ranger, Ninja Turtle, flashy stuff.
Man, that's fantastic. Now, I know you're going to be teaching. What should I expect or what should I look forward to if I go on your floor to train with you?
In the most modest way possible. It's hard to talk about myself. I like to believe that I am high energy. And a lot of people tell me I'm high energy. I'll answer this question by telling you what I love about instructors and how I choose an instructor. And maybe that is how I am trying to portray myself. And I've often said that when I go to a seminar series, I don't pick my class based on the content of what the instructor is teaching, that I'll choose a class based on the instructor. Because if you have the right instructor with the right energy and the right kind of positive mojo and vibe, I don't care what I'm learning from them. They're going to motivate me. They're going to inspire me. And they're going to help me get what I'm looking for out of attending seminars, which isn't always about content. But for me as an instructor, it's about motivation. It's about reinvigorizing me. So I'm always picking the instructor that has that high energy and that I have that connection with. So I guess my answer for you is I'm trying to be that to others. I want people to pick me to take a class from me, not because of my content, but because they love my energy. And my energy is going to do something for them. Maybe it's going to motivate them, inspire them, re-energize them. Maybe it is my content. And if you like my content, I'm a kicker. I love kicking. If you're going to attend my classes, we're probably doing a class on some kind of kicking. I'm probably going to push you to do some crazy kicks you've never done and have some fun. I like to kind of mix my classes with some basic concepts that anybody can do. And I like to bring to the table some crazy kicks that we're probably not going to be able to accomplish in that first class, but I'm going to expose you to it. I'm going to show you it. You're going to try it. If you like it, you'll go home and you'll keep working on it. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it is.
I'm a high energy instructor too, and I like that. And when you're a senior instructor and you teach a class for 1 hour, people might retain 10%, maybe 5%, but they will retain 100% of you, of your personality and your energy, and you're going to jack them up. So when they get back to the dojo, they're going to be pumped and jacked up for months and months on end, you know. So you've got a bunch of students coming. What are they looking forward to at Capital Conquest? I know they're excited to come to Canada, move up north, and have a martial arts weekend. Can you share a little bit what you've been telling them and how excited they are?
Absolutely. So there's definitely a couple different aspects that drive our team and my students to want to get involved with such a big event. I mean, at the bare basics, I tell them about the fact that this is the biggest seminar I've ever seen. And I've traveled a lot around the US doing different seminars and workshop series, and never have I seen so many simultaneous amazing classes to choose from that literally it's difficult to choose and it's overwhelming. But I also tell my students that I'll never forget the first time I stepped on the Capital Conquest floor, the number of martial artists and people, the energy in that room, without talking to anybody, without having a class being taken, that energy hit me as a martial artist and immediately got me addicted. There was something about the energy in that room. that we're all there. We all love martial arts. We all want to learn and share. And that energy is addictive. It's inspiring. It's motivating. It's all those things is that energy. Now, when we're getting there to Capital Conquest and we're leaving there, for me, I found that road trips are amazing ways to create long-lasting bonds and relationships. When I was growing up, my fondest memories of martial arts, I've been doing it since I was 6 years old. The memories I have the most are not always in class at my school, but it's in the cars, in the vans, traveling with my classmates who became my best friends for my whole life was the people that we traveled with to the events. And when I think back to the biggest memories, it wasn't in the school, but at the different destinations that we went to as a group, and the outings and the dinners and the time spent as a group outside the school is where we created those bonds and relationships. And that is what I'm trying so hard to bring to my students, both by telling them this, but also subconsciously. I want to give them that experience that I maybe don't even have to tell them all about how much they're going to appreciate this 20 years from now, but bring it to them now and have them have this amazing experience. We're going to maybe rent a van and try to put them all together in there and just go for that car ride and just create those relationships that you can't get the same just coming and going to class for an hour or two every night. It's just not the same. So that's what Capital Conquest is. It's close enough for us that it's a far trip, but also not too far that it's not feasible. It's the perfect distance for us. We're about 5-6 hours from you. So it's a great feasible road trip where we can build great bonds and relationships. And then when we get there, the destination has the most amazing martial art energy I've ever experienced.
You know what? That's music to my ears, knowing what it does to you and then to the students. And I've done a lot of road trips too with my students. It's fantastic. Anything else you would like to add for people that are thinking about coming to Capital Conquest?
Sir, I meet so many people that say they love the idea of going to a seminar workshop. They like it, but they just don't pull that trigger. And I always am trying to figure out, why are they not doing it? They say it sounds good. How can I get them to do that? Is it the time? Is it the money? Is it this or that? I mean, I've offered to pay for some and get them there. But I think what a lot of times it is people are sometimes nervous about what they don't know or don't expect. And I know that there's a lot of stigma decades ago about martial artists. And unfortunately, decades ago, martial artists were about finding out who's best. And that was a thing of the past. And this event is the farthest from that. I would just tell people, if you're a little nervous or apprehensive, just go. It is the most welcoming environment I've ever been to. And it blows my mind because there's people there that are martial arts celebrities, a lot of them, whether they are champions in the ring or outside the ring or movie stars you've had there. And everybody treats everybody the same. In other worlds, I would be intimidated and maybe not be able to walk up to somebody famous and just say, hey, you're here. That's awesome. Talk to me. And at that event, everybody is approachable. Everybody treats you like they're all on the same playing field. Even if I'm talking to world champion, this guy, a movie star, that guy, they're treating me with respect too, making me feel like a good person and like I'm the same as them. It's the most amazing experience, and nobody is out to find out who's best, but everyone wants to just share. How can we share with each other? How can we elevate each other? So if you're on the fence about going to this event, just go. I've never had somebody go to this event that I recommended, and they didn't say to me, you were right, thank you. They always say, you were right, thank you for making me go, because that's the experience you're going to have.
Well, thank you so much for your testimonial, but most of all, for all you do for martial arts and your contribution to Capital Conquest. We look forward to see you and your team at the Kabuto Mania show. I look forward to watch you teach. I'm a big fan of yours, and I look forward to meet your students also. So we're going to see you on November 4th, 5th, and 6th at Capital Conquest. Adam, thank you so much, and have a great martial arts season.
I got to say,
thank you, sir.
I got to say, listening to you talk about what you're going to teach and how you're going to teach it. And I want to go on your mat, but if you're Canadian, I'd vote for you. Like the way you're describing the event and everything, it's like, wow, I got to go to that. So I can totally relate. I can totally agree with what you're saying, but boy, what an inspiration. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's the least I can do. Hanshi's done a lot for me over the years. I love this event. everything I said is the full-blown truth. So thank you for saying that. But I mean, yeah, when you're passionate about something and, you love it, I'm a good talker also, but I'm really passionate about this stuff. So it's good.
Well, thank you again. Looking forward to seeing you at Capital Conquest.
Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Capital Conquest will be happening November 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2022. For more information, you can go to the website at capitalconquest.org or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/capitalconquestwkf. This has been a Campsall Broadcasting production. We're into breaking too. Usually it's cell phone screens, but we did break a lawnmower once. That should account for something.